It's still really hot during the daytime here, so I've been loath to actually start moving things around. But yesterday I took the gaura from here and I moved it to here. And I also took the bulbs and just took quite a lot out of the clump and put some more back in there and ameliorated the soil a little bit. I couldn't believe, well, I could believe because it's been so hot, but the soil was bone dry. So I've moved that around on this bed now, and I'm going to come in and eventually I'm going to move this to the back bed. But at the moment it's in flower and it's huge. I'm going to have to cut it right down to move it, so I haven't yet. Then yesterday I also took out the pink coloured zinnia from that bed there, took all the flowers off and transplanted them here instead of just throwing them away. I'm not hopeful that they'll survive, but we'll see. And I also took some delphinium from the other bed back there and put them in here. One died, but one has survived. And I've slowly been taking out the dahlia from this bed because they're just obviously not happy. So I'm going to slowly move the dahlia from this bed and put them in the holding bed, which is my new bed that's just not ready for anything to go in yet. So I've been busy doing that. I want to move this rose back a bit to give it more space to grow. And I also want to move this gaura and put it, if you have a look down here, I have this magnificent gaura down there, and I want to put another one further up here, so there's two quite near to each other for next summer. So I might just do that today, but again it means cutting back off all the flowers, which seems such a shame, although it doesn't have too many. And there is a chocolate something or other here. Neither of them in this bed have been doing very well at all, so I'm going to move those probably back from when I took them. Oh my gosh, the irony. So I also moved some, where did I put some that I can show you? Back this way. I moved some of my phlox seedlings from the back bed and put them in here, and they haven't died, so that's a good thing. I'm hoping to have phlox here because I noticed that my phlox I have in this bed, I've cut back so you can't see any flowers at the moment, although it looks like I will get flowers again before the season's out, are doing really, really well. So I thought I'd have phlox in this bed to add some pink summer colour in August, September, when there's not a lot else happening in this bed. So I moved those ones, and then I moved some more here too. Down there, there's some phlox there. I think one's died, the rest are still alive, so that's good. And I'm just loving the fact that my balloon flower, or kikyo, is blooming again. I cut it back and there's quite a lot of new growth and new flowers coming, so that's nice to see. So originally I tried to pair up both sides of this border. So I have another gaura here that's also going to go, but it's going to go into my new car park bed. I don't have white in that car park bed, or I'm trying to get rid of all the white. So I'm going to put that gaura down there and not have it here, because it's right next to my vegetables and it's not doing that great really. It's got quite a lot of flower on it. And this one too is going to get moved. But again, that means cutting it all back and taking all the flowers off, and it seems a shame at the moment. So what else have I been doing in the last few weeks? I have planted some cauliflower. Sadly, I was going to do it by seed, but it just didn't happen. So I bought the cheapest plants I could find. They were I think they were 69 yen. So each. So a bit cheaper than a whole cauliflower if I get a whole cauliflower off them eventually. I've moved, as I've said in another video, I moved all my onions that were originally planted out as little spring onions and have grown. I've moved them all to one place. I'm hoping that I'll be a bit more diligent about coming out and pulling them out when I want to use them. The ones I mentioned in my last video are doing really well. Can you see there's quite a lot of new bright green growth on those? So they seem to be happy. So that's really, really good. And then I planted 4 potatoes yesterday. I had 2 potatoes that were rooted, starting to root. So I cut them in half, quite small potatoes, and I planted them here where you can see the marks on top of the soil, just so that I remember that I planted something. The okra, I'm not pulling up yet, but I have, if you see, I decided to plant some onion sets inside. There's one in there, and there's one down here too. The one in the middle didn't take. And I have okra, some okra coming. So they'll stay for a little bit longer yet until they stop producing. It gets too cold. There's some at the back there that need cutting too. And my onion sets are doing reasonably well. Most of them up. I think I've lost 2 out of the set that I bought. So that's not bad. Last year, onions did really, really well in this position. So I'm hoping they'll do well again. Okay, so the other thing that, of course, I've been up to is trying to sort out this bed any opportunity I get. And I've also been using it just to put things that I can't bring myself to just dump. So like a bit like a holding bed. So it's a bit hot. Yesterday, I put some salvia in, and I've also moved a shrub yesterday. I put there's some bulbs in there too. Some things are looking absolutely terrible, and some things are not. I came out here and planted up some more ground cover around my ajisai that I moved. So I've moved this ajisai here, and that's doing really, really well. And there's the hosta I moved in one of my first videos. So this area is getting quite planted up now. I threw some dahlia into the soil next to my plumbago, and they've got flowers on now. So I didn't want to throw them out, but I wasn't even sure what color they were. So some of the leaves of my dahlia look very, very similar. So I'm just gonna see what color they are, and then I'll probably move them up as we get nearer to the deadline for moving things around in the garden. There. The plumbago looks very sad, but it's not dead, so that's okay. I haven't started sorting out this soil yet, but this soil here has also been sorted, and it has had chicken manure on it, and a lot more leaf mulch put in. So things are looking a bit sad in here that I moved, but that's to be anything that survives is good. Daisy's totally surviving, of course, so that's reassuring. And yesterday I moved some bulbs here. So basically at the moment, this is just a holding area for everything else. The main thing I've been working on is this bed at the back of the house. It's quite a narrow bed, but it has really bright, lovely colors on it. And it's very, very, oh, it's perfect basically in about May, June. So I wanted to just see if I could add a bit more color for the autumn. I've put in some aster. So there's aster here, and then a bit further on I've planted another aster there. And I added some yellow to try and brighten up the border a bit in the autumn. My coreopsis here is doing really well. It's very happy here. I divided this here. They make beautiful, beautiful, tall, bright pink stems on them in early spring, but they kind of fall over at the front of the bed, so I've divided up some and put some towards the back. I'm going to see how that looks. Bee balm is doing really well. I was wondering if I'd get a second flowering, but it looks like not. I have a big problem in this bed with mold. So every time I see anything that looks a little bit sad, if I have to put my hand around the soil and see if it just will disappear into the soil. Usually that's the case. But it gets quite a lot of sun here. This is my jasmine. I really need to go around the back and cut it off, but the farmer hasn't cut back the grass, so I can't really get in there to sort it out. So this is the rest of the border here, down here. Lots and lots of coneflowers or echinacea in this border. And then I planted up some new, I took out all the white daisies. I didn't want white in this border anymore. And I replanted it with other things taken from other parts of the garden. So far, everything's still survived being planted up. This is a bascum I took from the car park bed, which was near the Gawara, which was hidden. So hopefully it's got new leaves on, so hopefully it'll be okay. The bascum get eaten every year at this time of the year. Something making a lot of noise. There you are. My Mexican sage doing its job. So the border goes this way. Eventually I want to extend this border, but I've got plenty to keep me occupied for the moment, so it's not going to get extended yet. Okay. And I still use this area for parking my car. So yeah, I think it's doing really well. Okay, let's go and see what's happening in the vegetable area. The ginger has a bit more time yet before I harvest it, but is doing well. It's still putting up new shoots. There's plenty of new shoots in there. That's really good. Strawberries are doing okay. There's a few dead ones, and I'm going to have to move some of the strawberries around. I have a couple of strawberries that have gone rogue into other parts of the bed, so I'll be able to pull those up. And there's one there, and there's some more on the other side. I'll be able to pull those up and plug in places where the plants have not been doing so well. I have a few broccoli at the bottom there where I had my cucumbers. There's 5 plants there. And then I have my runner beans, which are starting to get flowers now. So hopefully we'll be getting some beans soon, which is good. The green peppers have some sort of allergy. I already cut them back once, but I need to come back and totally just get rid of them. We're not even really, I don't think either my husband or I are very interested in eating any more pepper this year. We've had a lot. And I have the okra in the back bed, which are still going. I've got a couple there that need harvesting. So I'm going to pull this rosemary out. I have a rosemary in the front bed, and this one is just crazy big. So I'm going to pull this one out and just keep the other rosemary. I planted 2 at the same time because I wasn't sure if the rosemary in the front bed would take, but it totally has. So I don't need this one, sadly. It's so healthy though, but I have nira behind it, and we actually use the nira quite a lot, so the rosemary is kind of in the way. Asparagus is doing well. It's starting to change color a little bit, but it's still fine. So I'll leave it for a while before I cut it right back and then put manure on top and leave it for the winter. The strawberries in the front are surviving. A few died, but mainly they're okay. You can see my mole damage. The mole loves to come up here and bring up big stones too. And it always comes up through my strawberries. It's very hard to tell on the video, no doubt, but there are lots of more areas where the mole has come up there. And it also comes up, sorry, in this back bed here. Basically it's all through the garden at the moment. It's peak mole season in my garden. In the summer they seem to bury much further, like deeper, and when it gets cooler they come up closer to the surface. I want to say something lilies, fairy lilies, rain lilies are doing really, really well. I need to come back and just cut back the dead ones so we get some new ones. Front garden's looking very autumnal. There are leaves everywhere. And yesterday I pulled up some plants from this bed. The soil is so dry. I'm going to put one of my Russian sage in here and I'm going to, as soon as it gets a bit good, I'm going to move this plant too, because it's been here 2 years and it still looks pathetic. So I think it will do better on the clay soil. So I'm going to give it a go. This area is going to have a Russian sage on it. And I'm debating whether to move my dwarf lilac as well, although it's looking better now. It was looking really bad in the full summer. Hard to decide. I'm going to move this shrub under here, but not yet. And I'm going to move some things in my shade bed under here, but I haven't decided what yet. That will be one of the last things I do, I think. There's the catch up. That's what I've been up to.